Hello, this is again your blogger Norman from normalnorman.com, and we are now on vlog number 2, uh, and this is getting to be exciting because the topic we have for today is something that a lot of you may not have given much importance to, but it should be starting from now on. Before we continue, can I just ask you to please push on the subscribe button so that you can get constant updates on my next vlogs or whatever that I will be discussing in the next coming days or weeks. And also, I'd like to cite my reader Scorn for inspiring me to vlog about this subject matter. Okay, so let's start. The topic of our blog is, more than ever, why are core values very important in the new normal of pageantry? Ayan na ha, core values na yan. You know, before, it's enough for us to focus on the physical and the intellectual qualities of a pageant candidate or a beauty queen for that matter. So, ang nangyayari dyan is we look at the face, if it's beautiful, check. We look at the body, if it's shapely enough, if it's the right proportion, check. And then, we look at her ability to answer questions, express ourselves. Doon na kikita ang intellectual side ng candidate. So, kapag okay siya doon, then check again. Now, pageants have evolved ever since. So, hindi na ngayon enough na makita mo yung magandang kuha niya, or may photoshoot siya, or yung mga nire-release sa mga iba-ibang sites na mga photos of ladies during their pre-pageant activities. Siyempre, naghahanap na tayo, kaya maraming FB Live, hindi ba? So, we look for pageant sites who invite pageant candidates or beauty queens to take part in their live chats via Zoom or via Hangout. And that's where you can see their ability to communicate. Kung makikita ko may dunong talaga, or kung talagang maabilidad yung candidate in terms of expressing her thoughts. Doon mo makikita talaga kung she's smart and articulate. Now, does it stop there? I believe, as a psychology graduate, that it doesn't just stop there. At this point, ang pageants are not top priority anymore because of the pandemic crisis. We need to add another element to make it more significant and substantial in the eyes of pageant fans, pageant followers, potential sponsors, and that is injecting the importance of core values in each of the candidates. Now, wag natin sabihin agad yung mga advocacy or causes kasi mga end products lang yan ang core values. Yung core value mo is that principle or belief that makes your inner character shine. It's what builds you from within to the outside. Yan yung mga paniniwala mo na magbibigay sa'yo ng tibay as a person beyond being a pageant joiner or a beauty queen. So let's start with an example. I cannot name all the core values out there, but let's just focus on a set. And parang nakabuo ako ng acronym dito folklores. FOLKLORES. Although it stands for the first letters of each of the core value. So folklore means F for family or friends, friendships. The first O is for optimism. The first L is for leadership. And then we have a K, which is for kindness. Next would be another L for love. And then we have the next O, which is for openness. uh, or optimism. And then we have an R for responsibility, another E or an E for empathy, and S for spirituality. Now, commonly, yung F at S, yung mga nagbo-bookend sa grupong ito, are the ones that a lot of girls or ladies would normally consider as their core values. Kasi nga, family, we all come from one. So, kumbaga, the core values already planted. Yung spirituality, also we were raised depending on what religion our parents or our elders introduced us to. Pero the others are the core values that you should really take some time to sit down, analyze yourself, and check if you have them. Kasi yan yung mga core values that will set you apart from the next candidate. And it will also allow you to express your views, answer questions, and explain your answers in a way that is close to your heart, and not something that you just invented for the purpose of making yourself look good in a contest that you join. You have to remember, ang core values, hindi yan para mga magic pills that you can buy from a store. So, let me buy one of love, one of responsibility, and one of kindness. Tapos iinumin mo, then voila, meron ka na. Hindi ganun yun. Each of us have our own unique core values, and it's all up to us to really know what it is. You have to analyze yourself. During this time of crisis, you have to take time to sit down and check on what core values you may have. For example, if family and spirituality are your two most important core values, then magdagdag ka na isa. For example, dagdag natin ng leadership or responsibility, for example. And then, you try to analyze ano ba yung mga qualities of each core value that makes it unique to ourselves. And when I say unique to ourselves, ito yung mga core values which you would not compromise in the long run. Kasi there's always a tendency to have a core value of, let's say, spirituality. Pero depending on a particular situation, a person, or something that disturbs you or affects you, naku-compromise na yan and nire-neglect mo. So we have to be consistent with our core values in order to incorporate it well in our game plan as pageant candidates and as future winners as well. Besides, yung core values na yan, that is what will bring you to greater heights even after your pageant career is over. Remember that being a beauty queen is a job, but it's not a job that ends the minute you crown your successor. Your core values will help you build your character well beyond that. And it's during your years after being a beauty queen or having that crown that you look at another career to enter into, and that's where you will secure a better grasp of yourself in building a career outside of pageantry. Akala nyo lang mahirap, pero actually, you just have to sit down and focus on it, and it will really help you build your pageant game plan in the new normal of pageantry. Now, I think I may need to discuss this on a separate vlog, but what we have talked about today is enough for starters. So, again, this is Norman, your blogger at normanorman.com. Let me ask you again to hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my future updates and vlogs. And see you again. Now we're on GCQ, and perhaps the new normal will be slightly closer to what normal used to be. Hopefully. Goodbye for now.